Hi, I'm David from Making Stuff Easy. Today we're going to be making biscotti. Biscotti is an Italian term basically meaning bread baked twice. Because here in Australia it's July, it's cool, it's 25 degrees Celsius, it's our winter. What I thought to do is a bit of a Christmas in July thing. So a bit of red, a bit of green. So we're going to be using cranberries and pistachios. I really like biscotti myself. It goes great with coffee, maybe tea, and it's great to dunk in and enjoy. So let's look at the ingredients. We've got 2 large eggs beaten at room temperature, 2/3 of a cup or 135 grams of white sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 3/4 cups or 250 grams of plain flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of chopped unsalted pistachios, 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. So the first thing we do is going to put the eggs and the sugar into the mixer. Now I'm using a Kenwood mixer here. I'm using the broad blade, but you can use a hand mixer if you wish, or an electric mixer. This is what I'm going to use today. So the eggs go in to the bowl, and the sugar. And using this mixer, we're going to be mixing it for about 4 to 5 minutes on the medium to high speed. So after 4 to 5 minutes of mixing, you'll find it's reached a smooth consistency that will drip off the blade. We'll now add the vanilla extract and mix it for a further minute. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you've got fan force then 170 degrees Celsius. Now we're going to mix the dry goods. First of all, the flour through a sieve, the baking powder and the salt. I'll sieve that through to get it nice and evenly mixed. And mix it on a low speed. And we put in the dry ingredients slowly. Once the dry ingredients are in, we can increase the speed somewhat, and we'll leave that to mix until it forms a good sticky dough. So at this stage, the dry and wet ingredients are mixed together in the mixer, and what we have here is a very sticky dough. Put your finger against it, it's still very sticky, so you can see it, but it tastes great. Little treat for now. The next thing we actually want to do is actually add the fruit. So again, a bit of a Christmas theme. Cranberries for the red and pistachios for the green, and they make a wonderful flavour as well. So putting the mixer again on a slow speed, we slowly add the pistachios first. Also the cranberries. Now in Australia these are called craisins. They're basically dried cranberries. You just buy them in the supermarket along with the pistachios. The pistachios are unsalted, so don't get those, otherwise it will make the biscuits taste a little too salty. You've already got some salt in there, so you don't need any more. So once the pistachios and the cranberries are mixed in with the wet mix, then we can actually start making the loaf. It goes in for the first break. So now you can see actually from the mix it's actually quite thick, but it's still very, very sticky. So what I actually want to do now is create a log. Now a lot of people actually do this using a lot of flour on the bench, and given it's a very sticky dough, then you end up with a bit of an awful mess. So I've actually found out, and being practical, and the whole idea of making stuff easy here is to actually form the log directly onto the paper which I've got lining this baking tray. So basically just greaseproof paper, and we'll scrape out the contents of the bowl and put it straight onto the paper. Once it's like that, we can actually now put it in the oven. Now remember, the oven's on at 350 degrees, 180 degrees, or if you have a fan forced, and in my case 170 degrees. So I'm going to be putting it into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes until it's firm and golden, firm to touch. So of course, with all cooking, whilst that's in the oven, we get the chance to now tidy up. We can do the washing up and get things out of the way. It may differ for your oven, but wait until it's golden brown and firm to touch. So let's have a look at it. So, golden brown, see how it's spread out a little bit? What we're going to do now is we're going to use the greaseproof paper to lift it and transfer it to the cooling rack. And we're going to leave it there to cool. In the meantime, I'm going to turn the oven down to 150 degrees for the second bake. Now, using a serrated knife, slowly cut through in thin slices. Thinner slices will go drier, thicker slices will have a little bit moisture in them after the second bake. So do to your own preference. I prefer narrower ones, but you can do them up to ½ an inch wide. Makes quite a few biscuits. Lay them out on the tray, evenly spaced. They can be close together, it's not going to expand any further. And there we go, there's the last one. Pop them back into the oven for 8 to 10 minutes on one side before taking them out. Now lay them on a board and turn them over. Notice how they're now firm on one side. Now I'm going to do the other side. So turn them all over and put them back in the oven for another 8 to 10 minutes. And they should go golden brown and hard inside the oven. Taking them back out of the oven, then transfer them to a cooling rack and leave them there to cool completely. They're great to have with coffee, or you can store them in an airtight container for 2 to 3 weeks. Don't forget to press like if you liked what you saw here today, subscribe to this channel, and your suggestions are welcome.